So they jump away with Tone the Barone starting well, Tinker Toy away sharply as well, Aramis Grey just in behind them, and Kiwano is staying out wider but showing plenty of speed as well. Favourite Annaf sits in last place as they round the turn. Don't seem to be going a particularly strong gallop here, and Kiwano has come breezing through to head the field. 4 rivals in behind, Tinker Toy in second, Aramis Grey third, then comes Annaf close up in behind them now, just relegating Tone the Barone to be last of all, but he's still well in touch as well as Kiwano heads back towards the home straight. Tinker Toy goes on the rail in second place. Further back, Aramis Grey. Annaf in a bit of a pocket there, needing to switch out as Kiwano just ups the ante, stride by stride. Tone the Barone on the wide outside with work to do. Kiwano now sees and hears Annaf coming alongside together with Aramis Grey, and it's all changed now. Annaf goes on by a length to Aramis Grey in second. Tone the Barone's in third place. Annaf has had a busy week, but a productive week, and goes on to win again. A double for Rossa. Annaf, convincing winner, beating Aramis Grey in second place. Tight for third, Tinker Toy and Tone the Barone, and Kiwano finished last of the 5.
Very convincing in the end, as John Hunt was saying in commentary. Annaf wins for the second time in 5 days and has put in a really nice performance ultimately, especially when you consider where he's had to come from and that he's needed a bit of luck to switch to the outside. There was just a tiny moment where you wondered if Tone the Barone was going to be able to hold him in, but ultimately when they really got to the teeth of the race and they really started sprinting for home, that gap opened up beautifully, and he stamped his authority on the race as the way that his rating suggested that he should. At this point, Aramis Grey, you just wondered if there might just be a little bit more, given that she was better positioned than the eventual winner. But once Rossa has given a couple of reminders, this one was away and gone. And 5-4 on, ultimately, it doesn't look a bad price. The problem was, I guess, that you just needed almost everything to go right for Annaf. Needed to prove that he was still in the right condition to be able to do it 5 days on. And in the end, Jess, it's all come nicely. Double for Rossa. The highest rated horse in the race has won, and it's done it in nice style.
Yeah, this is really taking Annaf, despite the question marks that we thought that might be against him. He does it in the manner of a good horse. Right, we'll take it from the start, Steve. You were worried about the pace, but actually quite nice pace set by Kiwano, and that set the race up well for Annaf where he got his gap.
Yeah, everything went great. Yeah, he had those questions to answer, but he's answered them with massive ticks, and clearly he's just a horse who's improved, which is great, really, because it's really nice to see him back up Lingfield with Chazz. Tone the Barone pulled his chance away, stepping up in trip. He didn't take to 6 furlongs at all. Tinker Toy was predictably outpaced. He was in a good enough position. He just couldn't pick up, and he needed further. Kiwano probably did a bit too much, and maybe the company was a bit too rich. And the danger of the market in the end suggested was Aramis Grey, who here, or in a minute, moved up looking really threatening, going very, very well, and has run right up to her best, but she's just been picked off by a really improving sprinter in Annaf, who's given her £5 and has beat her nicely, fully confirming, incidentally, the increase in rating to 107. I think he's pretty much run to something like that today.
Yeah, certainly has. And this is a horse that, as we were saying, Mick Appleby brought back from a layoff to produce a great performance just last week, and Rossa is riding really well at the moment, full of confidence. Aramis Grey at this stage was tanking along under Callum Shepherd. The support came in for her, which was, absolute, worthwhile in the end, but, she couldn't live with this favourite, who's just clearly a class apart, and having to give weight away to her as well. Yeah,
it's terrific performance, by the way. Aramis Grey is one of those admirable, really likeable mares. She tries hard every time. She runs a race, seemingly every time. 6 furlongs or 7 furlongs, doesn't seem to matter to her. She always gives her best, and you put her in a race that she can win, and she wins. This run, I think she's run right up to her best. She's just not as good as the winner. That's no disgrace in that. Yeah, look,
the handicapper will look at this again, won't he? It's intriguing what they do with him next. You think the Khaki Stakes, maybe that Lingfield race, which is a fast track qualifier for the all-weather championships, might be something up Mick Appleby Street. He's definitely a much better race planner than I am, but he'll know. He's obviously got this horse in a really good place. I don't think there are any other. I doubt they'll be rolling it again so quickly. I can't see any other entries. No, at the moment, but.
I think that's a good call of yours, and you know if he does. No, I do. And if he ends up at all weather finals, one thing you know is he acts really well at Lingfield.
Yeah, well, exactly, quite. There's a happy horse. You can see Annaf, the 4-5 favourite for Rossa, Mick Appleby and Fosnick Racing second, Aramis Gray at 4-1, and we got a winning time in as well, which is 1 minute 13.05 seconds. 2.05 seconds above the standard and 0.34 seconds above the standard furlong per furlong, so the quickest time on the clock so far this evening. Right, over to Anthony, let's get some winning reaction.
So good night for you. Let's deal with Annaf first. How did you feel your run through the early part of the race went?
Yeah, okay. Couldn't believe I kind of got up the rail because Callum has just switched out, and he's slow away. He shows at the last day in Lingfield, even with a bad draw, he can be slow away. So, you know, he's got enough gears to be forgiven of that, you know, as we stand anyways. But it's a good performance. He only does what he has to do when he gets to the front. So he's always holding on to a bit for himself, which is good.
He very much stamped his authority on the race. The race was kind of run between the 2 and the 1, and as you say, from there on in, he knew what he'd done. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, Jamie kind of turned in and landed onto the rail and just kicked on a small bit. And at that time, it looked to me Callum was going forward and Jack not so much. And I just switched out, but then Jamie's kind of given his lad a pull again and went to go. And I kind of just got I thought I got first run on him. But I was just going through the gears, really. He showed it in Lingfield. He's got tons of gears. And yeah, you can forgive him for the slow starts and he can pick up like that.
How about the gears of Kingdom Come? That was really impressive earlier.
Yeah, look, he's had a long time off, and Clive said to me coming here, he wasn't, he didn't push him to get here, you know, and there'll be a lot more to improve on. So to do what he did there, and you know, the favourite was around 75, so he stamped his authority well, and he picked up well. We were on a nice even gallop, which was the main thing. His first run back, he didn't have to be keen, you know, and he settled well, and he's a good stamp for her, so you'd like to see him come forward and you wouldn't know what he progressed into.
We're only 19 days into the new year, but you've stamped your authority on the year already. That's yet another winner. You're riding at over 20% at the moment. Was it always a conscious decision that you were going to try and hit the ground running and take plenty of rides from January the 1st?
Yeah, I usually take a break there in December and try and hit the ground running. Last year, probably didn't hit the ground flat out. At the year before we did, so I come back a bit earlier this year, and my agent has been at work well, so if we can just keep it going now and keep rolling into the grass, it'd be great. But now we have our own target set out, so we keep going.
Long may it continue. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, well done to Rossa Ryan. A double yesterday at